Guys, when you think of sports scandals, you think of doping, cheating, maybe a little trash talk on the field. But what you don't think of is criminal charges. And yet, here we are, a high school relay race, a baton, and an athlete now facing misdemeanor charge for aggressive hand-offing?
That's not the official term.
Okay, fine. But it's like assault and battery. But honestly, tell me that doesn't sound like an extreme charge for a high school student. But wait until you hear the details because this is messy. March 4th, 2025, Virginia State High School League Championships, Liberty University. This is supposed to be the moment of a lifetime for these young athletes. The crowd is roaring, adrenaline is pumping, and everyone's eyes are glued to the track. And then boom, someone gets whacked in the head with a baton, mid-race.
Right. So it was like a full swing baseball bat kind of situation, or more of like a oopsie, my bad.
That's what the entire internet is debating right now. Here's what we know. Aliyah Everett, this girl right here, a senior from IC Norcom High School, is running the second leg of the 4x200 relay. She's neck and neck with Kayleen Tucker, the other girl, all the way there. A junior from Brookville High School. They're jostling for position, fighting to get to that inside lane, and then Kaylin's head meets Alilah's baton.
Like gently?
No. Kaylin immediately grabs her head, stumbles off the track, falls to the ground, and later it turns out she got a concussion and a possible skull fracture.
Holy, okay. You thought that's serious. So what did Aliyah just keep running, or?
Oh, she finished the race because remember, this is all happening in seconds. She claimed later that she lost her balance, that it was an accident. And the judges immediately disqualified her team for interference. But let me show you the video so you can decide for yourself. Was this intentional or not? Right? So you see what I'm talking about. You see what I see. So at first people were like, okay, maybe just a tragic racing mishap. But then the video goes viral and suddenly the internet turns into CSI Track and Field Edition. People are slowing it down, zooming in, debating frame by frame. Was this a freak accident or was it malicious?
And what's the verdict?
Divided. Some say it was an accident. Look, Aliyah stumbles right before it happens. Others say she angled that baton. That was not a normal swing. And then, of course, there's the third camp. The people who don't even care if it was intentional. They just want her charged. Majority of netizens just want her to apologize for hitting the girl instead of doing a press run, which we'll get into soon.
Okay, but pressing criminal charges over sports incident, isn't that kind of on us, right?
You would think so, but Lynchburg authorities charge Aliyah with assault and battery, a full-on misdemeanor charge. And guys, I just need to remind you, she's a high schooler.
Okay, that's intense. What's her response?
She's devastated. She says it was just an accident, that she would never, ever do something like that on purpose. She's even getting death threats.
Wait, what? She's in high school?
Yeah. Let's take a look at her interview for yourself so you can decide if she is telling the truth or not.
It happened on Tuesday. The second meet was on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah.
Gotcha. And that was March, so let me make sure.
March 4th.
March 4th. So this happened Tuesday, March 4th. Okay. Talk to me about, you're on that track, 4x2 race, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how the race was going up into that. Talk to me about that.
So I received the baton. I'm second leg merger, so when I was merging, I was like, okay, I'm doing good. I only see one person in front of me. Then on the curve, I seen something yellow in my peripheral, which was her uniform. And she was so close to me that my baton kept hitting her. And it's either keep hitting her or fall into the metal railing that's on the main track. So eventually, like, after a couple times hitting her with my baton, I got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. She was cutting in when it happened, when she should have waited a little bit longer. But she cut in too quick, so she was so close to me that she got hit when I was running. So, yeah. Then when I hit her, I kept my baton up so I wouldn't hit her again because she was still really close to me. And I thought about, I wanted to check on her, but I knew that I was like, I'm just finish the race. I handed the baton off, and then it was already people around her. So after the race, I went to my coach, and he said he's handling it and for me to do my cool down. So I did my cool down, and when I went back up there, he said they offered them a rerun, and they didn't want to do it, and we're disqualified. And he told me to stay around him because he didn't want nothing else to happen.
So, just interjecting, I don't think Ks'Lyn was able to do a rerun because, once again, she had a concussion. But yeah, Aaliyah and her family have been harassed nonstop with people sending the worst messages imaginable and racial slurs because, of course, people on the internet always take things to the absolute worst.
So basically, she went from competing in a track meet to being in the middle of a full-blown social media war.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Ks'Lyn's family is understandably upset. Their daughter got seriously hurt, and they feel like there hasn't been any accountability, no apology whatsoever. And here's their first interview since the incident.
It goes out like that. Like, when we go, we're first leg, we usually like first or second, and then I try to like get the lead back up so we're at least like still keeping the first and second lane.
So I've seen the video. I can see you're coming through 3, coming around to 4, and you really started to kick it up a notch there and pick up some spots. How were you feeling at that point?
I just know how to do what I have to do. I have to pass them and just get my team back in first place.
Now, I know this is going to be tough, but if in your words, can you kind of describe what happened as you were coming through 4 there when the incident happened?
So on the back curve, I had kind of got cut off and I tried to pass her the first time. So I let her go ahead. So I knew like when I got fully on the curve, I was just going to have to push through and pass her. So as we were coming up in the middle of the curve, we were bumping arms a lot. So I got a little bit more on the outside of the curve to go around her. When I finally pushed through to get in front of her, that's when she hit me in the head with the baton.
And the bumping of arms, that's pretty common for a race when you're racing alongside,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so she hits you and you go down. I mean, well, first of all, just what's your immediate reaction? What can you remember?
I was so in disbelief. I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know what happened. I just like got hit in the head and I just fell off the track.
I know that's tough, and I'm sorry. First of all, I hope you're okay. We'll talk about that in a second. Mom, I know I've seen your video, amongst others. Coach McKinley gave that to me. What are you thinking? First of all, as she's coming through the turn, how is she looking to you? As someone who's probably seen her run a lot.
Oh, yes, but like she stated, she is the second leg, and we're used to watching her just pick up where there's any slack. So as she was coming through the curve, I told my husband, I said, she's doing what she do. She's going to be all right. They're going to get back where they need to be. And as she's coming around the curve, as she comes out the curve, and you can see them kind of bumping each other, but like that's it's competition, so we expected that. But as she pulled away just to see the strike, it just, even in our whole section, like the whole section just gasped. We had family come from out of town. Her godparents were here from Myrtle Beach and things, and everybody just gasped because they couldn't believe it. And then when I just saw her go down, all I could do was just run out of the bleachers. I just knew I had to get to her.
So you came out of the bleachers?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
What was it like when you got on the track when you were talking to her?
When I got on the track, the medic had already been there, and after she could stand and kind of like walking off to see if she was going to be dizzy or anything, she never completely passed out, just kind of fell off the track. And then, of course, like she said, she was in disbelief, so she was kind of hysterical because she just couldn't believe that's what had happened. So
you come off the track, first of all, so you're getting evaluated by the medical staff. Did anybody from the opposition apologize, make any sort of checks on you, anything like that?
No, not at the time. No one that came on checked on me or anything.
Tell me about the girls you run with, first of all. What do you like about the girls you run with?
They're wonderful. They're very uplifting. Anytime something happens, they really tell me keep my head up, keep going. We have more stuff to work on, so they're very supportive.
The start of the race, how did you feel like your team was doing? Were you you think you were in position to get the win?
Yes, it usually goes out like that.
So just to make it clear, Ks'Lyn and her family just wanted an apology, and they never received one. Not in the moments when Ks'Lyn was on the floor of the track, not even now. Not a single sorry, not a shred of accountability. And they even mentioned that Ks'Lyn suffered a concussion and a possible skull fracture from the incident.
A concussion, a possible skull fracture. How hard was it swinging that baton?
It had to have been really hard. This is why the internet is up in debate as to whether she did it intentionally or not. And to make matters worse, after 𝘰𝐼𝐼 was charged, her family decided it would be smart for her to have a press conference. It's as if they don't realize that everything she says, especially after she's been charged, can and will be used against her. It's as if they want notoriety and fame at the expense of their daughter. Or maybe I'm just looking too deep into things. You tell me what you think after you watch this.
I love y'all.
We stand with you. That's why we stand with you. Support you.
Thank y'all for supporting me. Because nobody else wanted to hear my story except for people that know me and people that know I would never do anything like that. I would never harm anybody. I'm not a fighter. I'm not even confrontational. I wouldn't even do that on purpose. And I thank y'all for believing in me, and I love y'all. I love y'all.
Did y'all notice it? The new thing that has netizens riled up, allegedly in the beginning as well as throughout, before 𝘰𝐼𝐼 speaks, she's laughing, she's smirking, she's doing all of that throughout her interviews, like all her interviews, even the press conferences, laughing and smirking. This press conference is doing the complete opposite of what I'm sure they intended. It's harming her reputation and undoubtedly cemented a ruined future for someone with potential. And I wish that was the end of it. What makes matters worse is 𝘰𝐼𝐼's mother, the assailant's mother, created a GoFundMe. That's right, a GoFundMe account was made for the girl who was holding the baton that injured another runner. Fortunately, GoFundMe got wind of it and shut it down faster than a track star. But still, the internet is forever, and the fact that it was made has swayed the divide. And that's not all. No. It gets far worse for 𝘰𝐼𝐼. And the sad thing is, all Kayleen's family wanted was accountability, a sorry. But instead, they got 𝘰𝐼𝐼 and her parents victim blaming her daughter.
Victim blaming?
Yes, they blame it all on Kaylin. Look at this.
What happened on y'all side? What's y'all story before we air this footage?
And then not even looking at the facts. The fact is, she was true. The girl caused the accident, not on purpose. She, like I said, she wanted to win.
She wanted to win.
She wanted to win. She cut my daughter off. In the process, she got injured. Like I said, we apologized before her getting hit, but like I said, she never meant that.
And we coached our children up until high school. We seen our children get bones broken and fractures and get fouled. And we had to,
Take your time.
it hurts, trust me, but we're here to teach them a lesson as well. We have to teach them good sportsmanship, things of that nature. So it's funny, the person with probably the most sportsmanship, too much, I would say,
Exactly.
is the one being looked at by the nation as an animal. And you can check the facts and the records, and I invite you to, to come look at everything we have, and you will see it for yourself. And it won't take long for you to figure it out. The fact that she's been made to be a monster by the public is horrible, and we all catch bad deals.
I was checking for her if she was wrong. We just try to help fix what she did. But if she was wrong, she was dead wrong. I will take up for that. That's not our values. We don't do that.
What happened on y'all side? What's y'all story before we air?
Honestly, I can't believe her parents said what they said. I can't believe they keep taking the mic. The best thing for them is to stay silent, especially since criminal charges have officially been pressed. And in regards to the good sportsmanship they speak of, look, regardless of whether it was intentional or not, she hit her. And she should apologize for hitting her instead of doubling down. It could easily have been, "I'm sorry, it was an accident," or even just, "I'm sorry." As for the interview, I truly don't think 𝘰𝐼𝐼 or her parents realized that them not even being able to say sorry, them doubling down, it's ruining her future. If she had a chance at a track and field scholarship or career, she just lost it. No school, no business wants an athlete with a lack of integrity and sportsmanship like this. Just having her on a team is bad for their brand. And unfortunately, more and more footage from attendees are coming out showing different angles of the incident. And it's not looking good for Layla. She might have just lost her future with her responses alone, but with all the information laid out so far and the case still pending, what do you think? Was Layla telling the truth and it was an accident? Or was it all intentional? Let me know. I'll down in the comments below. Bye, guys.